Hey guys, David here. Welcome to Digital Outlook. In today's video, we've got some major updates with regards to Hedera Hashgraph that you're going to want to hear. But before we do, if you'd hit that like and subscribe and tell your friends and family so we can get this information out to as many people as possible, that would be fantastic. So guys, without further ado, why don't we get to it? So first things first, it's kind of windy out here today, so I sure hope that we're able to get some great audio. We'll do the very best we can, I promise. Well, if many of you have been in this space for a while and you have been watching Hedera, you know that Hedera is one of those assets that has just been growing leaps and bounds, and it just seems to continue to expand and expand. Now, one of the things that we were watching for a long time was the Coinbase listing, and as we know, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, Hedera was supposed to be listed on Coinbase, and it didn't happen. They actually held it back a few weeks. Now, by and by, in the past, when even an asset was rumored to be listing on Coinbase, it saw some major appreciation. And when it finally did get listed on Coinbase, it was a huge move most of the time. Well, nowadays, we don't see the big moves like we used to see when assets would get listed on Coinbase. But it is still a major impact nonetheless. And the reason for that is Coinbase is still the largest crypto exchange in America and probably right now holding the most trust with a lot of people. And for those that get into this space and newly into this space, usually the first place they go is Coinbase. And of course they know it because Coinbase has that brand recognition, and they are also IPO'd and listed on the various stock exchanges. So now, why is that still holding significance? Well, because of that massive volume of these new folks and folks that have been around and built their Coinbase platforms and trusted, you have huge exposure long term. So it may not be that big initial pump that the assets would see, but I truly believe that giving Hedera on Coinbase gives Hedera a huge exposure to a lot more buyers that it would not normally have. And so for me, it is still a big plus. Now, along with that, Hedera has been one of those ecosystems, like we had just said, that has continued to just push the envelope with its growth. And it's been making one new partnership after another, two partnership after another. Now, one recent partnership that just happened just in the last few days, last week it's been reported, is the Dubai International Financial Center Court. Now, what they've done is they've actually gone out using the Hedera Hashgraph ecosystem to establish a secure global vault. Now, what this is going to be utilized for is the secure uploading of sensitive information and documents. So what are we talking about? We're talking about wills, title deeds, investment certificates, all kinds of things like that, like some major type of information. You can even put multimedia and other data files on there, and this is a big deal. Guys, we know that this distributed ledger technology is being used in a big way when it comes to data storage and secure data storage. So partnerships like this are going to be absolutely key in the future going forward, because it's not only how you put the information on there and how you secure it, but how you can utilize your personal digital ID in retrieving it and giving authorization through smart contracts to various individuals that may need to see it. So for instance, if you're applying for, a mortgage or something like that through a DeFi application, well, you can show them your title deed by giving them access to the information that they need in the time that they need it. And that's a big deal. Now, another big deal is this. Dubai has been coming out as being one of the major blockchain centers in the entire globe. And in fact, it has so much activity happening there. Their legislation is extremely progressive. And you've got some major fintech companies working out of Dubai. And Dubai actually amazes me. Actually, my wife and I went to Dubai, and it was something else. I mean, that city in 30 years has literally been built up right out of the desert as if it grew out of the desert. It is quite impressive and extremely modern. So I think this is going to be a major plus in Hedera's favor as being one of the big partnerships that they have. I thought I'd take a pause because I really want to show you something here. So if you can see down in there where all that gray shale rock and all that is and how it goes around in there, guys, that is the bed of the ravine here. And it is bone dry. I mean, it used to just flow with water, and it just absolutely bone dry. We have had one of the driest seasons and summers out here. It has just been something else, and it's literally sucked up every little bit of water that you could think of. And it is quite interesting, and I don't know how serious it's going to be, but hopefully we get some great precipitation over this fall and winter so that this ravine can fill back up and we can get a lot of water back in here. But I just thought you'd be interested to see that. And it is still beautiful back here, but it is kind of concerning to see all this drying up. So anyway, thought you'd enjoy that. Now, there is something else about Hedera that really does not get much attention at all. In fact, I've hardly heard anybody really talk about it too much. And that is Hedera's Decentralized Exchange Saucer Swap. Now, why is this such a big deal? Well, when we think of these decentralized exchanges, and by the way, if you don't know what a decentralized exchange is, basically what it is a peer-to-peer exchange platform where you're able to take native assets and trade them for other native assets, primarily Hedera being the base asset or other ones, and just do that. Also joining liquidity pools and in some decentralized finance applications as well, where you can earn staking rewards on various assets on these various decentralized exchanges. But the primary deal is there's no KYC. There's no intermediary. It is a primarily peer-to-peer based system that operates on software and logarithmic applications that have been built into it. Now, we saw the growth of Uniswap, those of us that have been in this space for quite a while, and that one just absolutely took off. And we saw a lot of various projects actually list themselves on Uniswap and built up liquidity pools that turned out to be some major projects that eventually did get onto the centralized exchanges. But the reason why I think decentralized exchanges are going to be such a big deal is because of the privacy issues. You know that when the governments have been going out there, especially towards these centralized exchanges, and we've seen news articles where Coinbase and Kraken and the like have all been required to cough up their customer base and all that information, well, that matters to a lot of folks. And especially in this space, when you consider there's so many people that really are just trying to avoid having to give up all kinds of information just to transact. And so when you think about it, decentralized exchanges are probably going to see some big boosts. And we've also, of course, seen Sunday Swap and Pancake Swap and all these various swaps. And by the way, the idea of decentralized exchanges is right in the name, swap. It's peer-to-peer folks swapping their various assets for those things. Now, having said that, don't think that it's just some kind of an opportunity to avoid the tax man, because they're still able to track various transactions and that type of thing, and they can see what has happened various through these various different blockchains or actually distributed ledger technology platforms, because Hedera Hashgraph is of course not a blockchain, and they can track that. And so don't use it as a means to kind of avoid the tax man, because you might get caught and really get hurt. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on that subject. But needless to say, decentralized exchanges are a big, big deal. And Hedera Hashgraph utilizes the Saucer Swap exchange. Now, before I end this video, you guys know that I have to put this out there for folks that are not really familiar with Hedera. Hedera is owned and operated by some of the biggest fintech companies in the world. You're talking IBM, Google, you have the likes of Ubisoft, and on and on and on. LG is in there. There are just so many. And in fact, when you think about it, they have probably one of the best supporting, partnerships or owners and operators in this entire space. And Hedera is going to make some massive waves. I truly and totally believe that. And on top of that, of course, it's one of the ISO 222 compliant tokens. And it's being set up to be that. Now, it has been rumored to be, but I think very, very soon you're going to see that it is, in fact, right up there with all the rest, that it is definitely up on that list of compliant tokens. And they're going to have a big part in this new ecosystem. Now, guys, this is a video I have for you today, and I truly hope that you enjoyed it. And like always, if there's something I left out that you think should be mentioned about Hedera Hashgraph, you drop that down in the comments there. And if there's something I said about Hedera Hashgraph that you totally disagree with, that's all right too. You drop that down in there as well, and we can have a discussion. So guys, before you go, just take a really quick look at this absolutely amazing ravine right close by where I live. It is really something beautiful. It's got these great green trees, great shade, makes for an amazing walk. Well guys, as you know, I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice, but if you found value in it, if you'd hit that like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And don't forget to hit that notification bell down there so that you don't miss out on any of the videos that we're uploading. And we're trying to reach 10,000 subscribers. So if you're one of the thousands of folks that have been watching these videos but haven't yet subscribed, would you do the channel a favor and join this community? We would really love to have you on board. So in the meantime, and in between time, stay safe, be blessed, and I'll catch you in the next one.